we go. Welcome, everyone. We are going to be diving deep into a really heart centered conversation for all you lighthouses out there who know you have a big message, mission, and message to share. And there's something holding you back, and you don't quite know why. We're going to be peeling back the layers to get underneath the surface of what's really going on and how to overcome that. And this is such an important conversation for you, especially as you're setting your intention for 2025, how you're here to serve, the impact you want to make. And this is going to help you with stepping up in that leadership that you need to in order to accomplish your beautiful vision and goals. So if this is resonating with you, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. Really appreciate you. Appreciate you tuning in on whatever platform it is that you're tuning in on. And please say hello in the chat, in the comments, and just let us know that you're here watching. My name's Jennifer Lyle. I'm an intuitive business mentor, and I help ambitious entrepreneurs with getting clear on what it is that they are creating and then dropping the overthinking and overwhelm, becoming that energetic leader so that they can stop and step into that level of leadership that they need to in order to bring that big, bold, beautiful vision to life. And my intention with this is interview number 4 of the 2025 Sales and Marketing Success interview series, is I wanted to bring in my closest, most amazing, trusted friends and partners who are at the top of their game in their field to help you with understanding some powerful insights that are going on in the way we sell and we market in this current marketplace, in this current environment, so that you can have the success and build the momentum that you want to build in your business to have your message reach the hearts and souls and transform the lives of everyone that they're meant to transform. And I'm so grateful for everyone who's tuned in so far. Do catch the other interviews as well. You don't want to miss them. And today I have a really special woman. So, Melanie Benson, I'm going to tell you who she is for me, and then I'm going to ask her to introduce herself. Melanie, I actually met Melanie over 5 years ago at a podcasting event. And who she is for me is she is a stand for really potent and powerful experts and leaders to get their message out there. She is like that coach, the catalyst that's out there to remind you of how easy it can be to shine your light and to not let the logical mind get in the way and stop you, and show you that it can be easy with simple systems and processes. And that really drops the stinking thinking from your head to make it easy to get your voice heard. And she has got, not only does she have a big heart, but she is so wise, and she has these proven methodologies that have helped so many people impact so many lives. So thank you so much for being here today. I really appreciate you, Melanie.
Thank you. I just have tingles. What a beautiful way to be brought into your space.
Aw.
I'm really looking forward to connecting on this topic, and also just connecting with you as you're listening in, whether you're here live or later. I would love this to be as interactive as possible. So drop in your thoughts and your insights as we go along.
Perfect. So I've shared who you are for me, but if you'd like to give a little introduction of some of the things that will help people understand why you are so good at what you do, that would be brilliant.
Oh, thank you. Well, to go back to when Jennifer and I met, that was a very extraordinary time when podcasting was emerging. And I was one of what they called the icons that pitched to me and to the other icons. And it was such a beautiful experience to get to know amazing experts who were ready to amplify the reach of their work in the world. And that's what I do. I've been in business since 2000. I've been podcasting for many years. I have a really, and I'm so grateful, such a popular podcast called Amplifier Success. And my magic, my superpower, if you will, is I help experts who feel too much like a best kept secret really clarify and amplify their power and their impact in the world by getting what I call a lighthouse message in place that does all the heavy lifting with their marketing and then amplifying the reach of it through proven strategies like podcast stages and really learning how to tune into the power of your own social media presence. Um, I also help people kind of dial in their offer and make sure that what they're doing is monetized. Because I think, Jennifer, you would agree there's nothing more frustrating than doing the things that should work and then just getting crickets. And you're like, well, why is it not working?
Mhm.
So that's one of the things that I think is missing right now and is so essential for people to be able to get more power from their effort these days.
Mm, so good. So good. So if you feel like you have this big message that you want to get out in the world, just say, yes, that's me. And just really want to cheer you on as well with your mission. So, Melanie, what are some of the biggest challenges that you see these experts facing as they're sharing their message, as they're building their business?
I think there's a few. We probably can't get through all of them in our short time, but I want to cover a couple of the hot ones. And if you resonate with this, I'd love to hear you in the comments or see you in the comments. Just kind of go, yep, get that one. I think one of the big ones is the landscape for many of us has changed dramatically in the last 12 to 24 months. A lot of things that, we could kind of get by with, being heart driven, people feeling our energy, people who maybe sent us referrals for a long time. A lot of those things have kind of stopped working or really stopped working for people. And what's left is a little bit of confusion and muddled thinking of, okay, oh, how am I going to attract clients? How am I going to stand out in a crowd of very same sounding people? We'll just take the coaching industry specifically for a minute because I resonate with being in the coaching world. And what we've seen after COVID was a surge of coaches who are new on the scene and have been trained to be great marketers, which means they know how to craft a message that gets people to take action. And, whether or not they're able to deliver on that is sometimes debatable, but what we are finding is the noise has gone up so much and the ability to not to like kind of disappear into a sea of same sounding words.
Mm.
So, I think every problem creates an opportunity. So for many years, coaches have been able to rely on, hey, I can take you through this process, or I have this training, or I have this experience. And well, I say we as a coaching industry, I learned how to do this differently many years ago. But as a rule, coaches tend to lean on their process. And process is not selling the way it could have or used to for many people. And so the opportunity is, how do I do two things? One, get so crystal clear on the unique quality of the work I do in the world. That's where that lighthouse message comes in. And what it is that someone can count on as an outcome or result. And I like to think of a lighthouse message as a beacon. It shines so bright. It's like, like if it's a dark space and your light is shining bright, or there's a lot going on and your light is shining super bright, what it does is it cuts through and it clarifies for the people who are searching for what you do quickly. And it creates this magnetic, energetic component that pulls people towards you. And they may not even realize why. And by the way, it won't be for everyone, but the people who really resonate with what you do, and I see this happening for you all the time, Jennifer. It's like you just have this deep resonance with your audience and your community. And like when people want what you do, they are tractor being pulled into your world. And I think that's an opportunity for anyone that's been feeling like a best kept secret. It's time to kind of flip the conversation. Stop waiting for things to come to you. Stop waiting for people to figure out what you can do and take the lead in your messaging, in your marketing, and in your visibility strategy so people can see you, hire you, and work with you to get the results they need.
So the things that jumped out the most for me of what you shared is just very succinctly shifting from this getting by and just kind of plodding along to really owning what you do and
Yeah.
articulating it, finding the right words to express it so that it really connects in
Mhm.
with the heart and soul of their ideal target audience.
Yeah, and I think there's 3 stages that many of us find ourselves in that this becomes very potent, as a word you said earlier. One is, you've been doing this a while, but your soul is calling you into something new, and you're like, "How do I even explain what I do?" Right? Like, how do I put words to this? And there's a stage that we go through where we're taking the vision, the energy that's calling us, and we need to create a container around it so it can be delivered and can be experienced by others that it's meant for. I think a second one is, uh, you just simply are pivoting your brand. It's like the brand that you have is expired. I think a lot of us are going through these identity upgrades, and the brand that you had for many years that worked at one time no longer works, it no longer lights your fire, and it's time to shift those gears. And you want to speed up the process of creating messaging around it. And then the third thing is you're done hitting your head against the wall. You've been trying to move this thing out, and there's something magical, but it's not landing with your audience. And it's because messaging is not your superpower. And you'd like to be able to transform that experience to more of that tractor beam rather than feeling like you're blocked. And can I share a quick story, Jennifer? Do we have
Yeah,
time for?
yes,
Okay.
please.
I'm working right now with somebody who's just an extraordinary human in the transformation world, specializes in working with visionaries. And I mean, and he does messaging, and it's really hard to do it for yourself sometimes. And we've been working together. And one of the beautiful things that happens when you have somebody that can hold space and pull the clues out of you when they emerge, because you can't see them, it's hard to see the forest of the trees. And we literally anchored in this, and I can't say what it is because it's being trademarked and I don't want to divulge his coolness, but it like this drop in just came through where he knew exactly what to call it. We were able to find this new brand positioning for him. And instead of being stuck in this quagmire of, I don't know what it is, what should I do with it? All of a sudden, that clarity put him into massive momentum. And I think that's what's missing for so many people.
Yes.
Clarity breeds confidence. Confidence puts you into action. Action creates energetic like buzz and momentum. And that's what's necessary right now to move these kind of lurkers and this passive energy that's happening for so many people and get people into action. When you're clear, they get clear.
And what I've also been witnessing is that it is so valuable to be working with somebody who understands energy. Because one of my clients, she was working with me as well as working with another business mentor who specialized in marketing specifically. And so, with that person, they came up with this lead magnet. And so, logically, it made sense, but she still wasn't following through on creating it and bringing it to life because it didn't light her up. Whereas we just tweaked it a little bit to light her up, and then she became excited to share it, and then she's welcoming people into her world. So having somebody who's energetically aware to guide you through the process, that's able to, I think you're a lot like me, Melanie, where you almost like feel the energy and the soul of the ideas and the vision, the mission, the purpose of the person that's in front of you, and like you're able to discern. It's just like, let's kind of turn the lighthouse to point, how about this way? And then they feel it and there's the click. It's just like,
Yep.
yes, that's
It's
it.
the click. Yeah, I'm so glad you brought this up because we started talking about like what's not working, where are the challenges that people are facing. And I think that's a second really important piece to bring into the conversation and to bring into awareness is with this proliferation of coaches and advisors and support systems, there are people who have very different skill sets and strengths and superpowers. And you need to choose somebody who really there is so much congruence that you can get your best results. And I really believe that messaging and finding, how you're going to bring your work to the world, you need somebody that has proven experience from the practical, logical side, but you need them to be able to bring your unique superpower through. One of the
Mhm.
clients that just went through my program, when we were in the discussion about whether this was right for her, she's literally said to me, I have spent thousands of dollars and so much money on coaches that told me I had to do this different. If that's what you're going to do, I can't say yes. And it broke my heart, because really what you want is somebody who can pull your essence to the top and help you shape it so it's authentic, it's expansive, it lights you up, and it's going to land in the marketplace the way you want it to.
And
And that's a unique piece.
it is. And again, I think that we both, while we do some of the logical work, there's a lot of the energetics that are underneath it that help people get into the right vibration, the right frequency, the confidence, and actually believing in
Yeah.
what they're creating. And
Yeah.
it's like we're kinda like Glenda the good witch and the Wizard of Oz. You've had the magic all along, dear. Now it's time to step into it. And for
Yes.
somebody to be able to create the space to be vulnerable where you're not gonna be finger wagged and have somebody there, it's like, "I see you." And to light you up, it's like, "Look, it's way easier than you realize." And that's where they start to get the momentum and the results.
Yeah. So what we're saying here is clarity
Mhm.
then breeds confidence. Confidence then gets contagious,
Yes, the action
because
steps, the momentum, the
yes.
excitement for bringing it all to the world. Yes, yes,
Yes.
yes. So good. Now you have a really juicy resource to share too.
Mhm.
Would you like to share a little bit more about that?
Well, I like to call the clients I work with ripple makers.
Mm,
They are people who the impact they make in the world creates ripples way beyond what they do individually. So they know they're transforming lives. They're helping people way beyond the work they do with their clients. And a lot of people want to make these great big impacts. They've got a bold vision, as you mentioned earlier, but they are not experiencing the machine, if you will, the clarity of their message, the clarity of their system, the clarity of their monetization strategy. So that's what I do. I'm here on this planet to help at least 10,000 women and men to really step into being that profound, powerful ripple maker who makes good money and also is making a big impact in the world. But you need to have clarity to do it. So I have a quiz to help you discover what stage of clarity you're at so that we can get the right machine in place, the right system in place, the right mechanism to amplify the reach of your work. So if you go to melaniebenson.com/2025 sales, so 2025 sales, the quiz is totally free. It'll take you just a couple minutes to complete. And what you'll find in the back end is however you score, it will give you a path of what to do next to really up that game. And, if there's something I can do beyond that to support you, great. But at a minimum, you're going to get the clarity so that confidence and that, um, conviction and the, what did we say earlier? Well, really being consistent in action and having that contagious energy starts to take off. And that's what I want for you this year.
beautiful. And that, if you haven't already seen it, it is going across the bottom of the screen so you can catch it there. And I will be sharing it in the comments or description later so you can grab that with ease. It's going to be
Thank you.
something that you're going to want to just capture right away. It's going to be so insightful for you. So I'm happy for you to experience that and to get that clarity for you to go for that next step. I also have a wonderful gift for you too. If you are feeling like there's just a lot of confusion or overwhelm or overthinking that's going on in your sales and marketing, I have a really potent and powerful free workshop coming up, Simplify Your Visibility and Sales Training to Boost Your Revenue. And that's happening on January 29th. And it's just jlyle.com/simple sales. And it's an hour long where we're going to be pulling back the curtain on what are some of the sneaky things underneath the surface that are impacting your leadership, that are preventing you from taking action. You'll start to understand the different types of resistance, what one's holding you back, and I'll even take you through a quick 5-minute transformation so that you can start to shift and understand what the results can be and what it feels like to take action when you're feeling more aligned without the guck all around there, getting in the way, all the interference. So I'd love to have you join us.
Yeah,
Melanie,
magical.
magical, so magical. Melanie, thank you so very much for joining us today. I really appreciate you, and I appreciate how brilliant you are at expressing what you do and at getting to the heart of the matter, and how much we were able to accomplish and to share in such a short time. This was really quite a gift and a very potent conversation. So thank you for being here and for doing your magic with us here today.
Thank you. And as you're listening in, first of all, I highly recommend Jennifer's work. I hope you'll take her up on her offer to do her training. Give us a little shout out here. Feel free to connect here. I'd love to continue the conversation. Let me know how amazing Jennifer is in your life. And be sure to share this video with people that need to be hearing Jennifer's work. So thanks, everybody. And thank you, Jennifer, for inviting me.
Thank you. Have a great rest of your day, everyone.